And you've shared quite a lot of things, particularly about this culture pyramid.
Okay.
So I'd just like to understand that a little bit more so I can share it with our team. So can you help me understand what it's about?
Okay. So first of all, the word culture is used an awful lot just in the continuous improvement world. And it's used with a variety of definitions, okay? And we all talk about how we want to improve culture and drive it, but we don't really understand what we're talking about sometimes when we say culture. And so we have a very specific definition when we say culture here, and we talk, it's just repeated behaviors. So we say that your organization is defined by its repeated behaviors. Those repeated behaviors drive your results. And so when you talk about continuous improvement culture, you're saying, I want to create I want to change my culture. I want to design it. I want to be very specific about the behaviors that I want in the organization. And so in order to design your own culture, you have to understand the root of it. You have to understand how what levers you want to pull in order to drive culture. And so we use this thing called the culture pyramid to help people understand and what the root of behaviors are. Because in most continuous improvement transformations, people, 9 out of 10 fail. And the reason why they fail is because it didn't become cultural, it didn't become behavioral, okay? And so this helps us understand how we as leaders can drive culture to have sustainable continuous improvement cultures, okay? So normally, the top of this pyramid is called artifacts, okay? Artifacts are the things that if you walked into a factory and nobody was there and you described what you saw, those are the artifacts. You're going to see dirty floors or clean floors. You're going to see organized workflows or non-organized. You're going to see performance boards or not. You're going to see evidence of results, metrics, and not. These are the things that you would see when nobody is here. And most often in the lean world, this is all we look at. Do we have, are the presence of tools there? Do we have flow cells? Do we have Kanban? Do we have, do we have the tools? And those things in and of themselves have no power, they're not sustainable. In the end, they're useless in and of themselves. And so we have to say, okay, well, if we want artifacts of lean, if we want flow cells, and we want continuous improvement, and we want problem solving, we need to understand how we drive that. The root of artifacts is behaviors, okay? If I act in a certain way every single day, I leave evidence of those actions, okay? So if one example is if I brush my teeth every single day, the artifact of that is I have clean teeth and I have less cavities, okay? So behaviors are really what drive results and drive artifacts, okay? And ultimately, this is what we're trying to do in a continuous improvement world, is we're trying to create repeated behaviors in the organization that are aligned to the customer, they're aligned to principles, and they're driving the organization forward, okay? So then we say, okay, well, so we understand it's about behaviors. So now what is the root of behaviors? If we want to drive behaviors in our organization, we have to understand that. The root of behaviors is belief. I act the way I do because I believe it's the best way to act. So I run my machine this way every single day because I believe I get the best output. Okay? Again, I brush my teeth every day because I believe that it'll keep me from getting cavities. Okay? So belief is the root of behaviors. And if you think about any sustainable behavior you have in your life, it's because there's some underlying belief, and that's why you do it, okay? So when we're trying to create a continuous improvement culture, it's really about creating belief. When we believe in CI principles, we behave in line with them. When we behave in line with them, we see the artifacts, we see the results, we see the presence of tools, we see all that. So again, as a leader, I'm thinking, okay, belief is the root of a continuous improvement culture. So I say, well, how do I create belief? Belief comes through experiences, okay? So I think, all right, back to my teeth example, I had an experience as a child where I got a lot of cavities, and it's because I didn't brush my teeth, and that was a horrible experience. And because I had that, I instilled a belief in myself that I gotta do this. I gotta brush my teeth every day. I do it now. Now I'm happy to report that no cavities the last 5 visits. I'm doing great. All right, but these experiences are what drive everything. So when we're trying to create a continuous improvement world, and we want to have we want to have flow, we want to have Heijunka, we want to have pull, we want to have stop and fix and problem solving. Ultimately, we have to create experiences for our people so they believe that it's the right way to work and act every single day. And so what we do is we do things like we frame up a problem and why that problem matters to them, and then we teach them different principles and tools, and we say, you know what, let's have an experience together. Let's use this tool and this principle relative to this thing that matters to both me and you, and let's experiment, let's try it out, and we try it out, and ultimately we have an experience where it said it worked or it didn't work, you know? And if we keep iterating on these principles, eventually they work. And people go, I like it, I like flow, I like pull, I like these things, and so my belief is it's good for me, it's good for the business, therefore every day I act according to that, and therefore we get the artifacts or the expected results associated with it. So to us, this is, as leaders, this is how we understand culture. If we want to drive great results, which is an artifact, it all begins with creating experiences for our people. That was a long answer to a short question.